Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you know when new videos drop. Well, for goodness sake, ring the bell quietly. I am feeling a bit tender, right? I'm feeling a bit tender this morning. It was a big, very boozy Jewish holiday yesterday, and I'm still recovering. Look, I don't do drinking. I'm not really good at drinking. I like being drunk. I mean, that's something I really enjoy being. Drinking, I actually enjoyed the getting drunk. That's kind of like, ooh, this stuff doesn't taste so great. I don't really like the effects of the after effects of being drunk. So I'm not a great drinker, and my head's like this morning. This afternoon, really, it's 12:30. I normally record this video like around 10. It's where I aim for. I'm 2.5 hours later because I'm dragging, baby. I am dragging today. But I wanted to make this video because there's so much happening. There's so much going down in the worlds of Doctor Who. You may have heard Rusty Davies is returning. I'm pretty sure that was a leaked thing because it's not the best of timing for Doctor Who to release it. But look, the euphoria there is the euphoria there. It means a lot of things. It means that the current era of Doctor Who has absolutely failed. And I don't say that with glee. You know, go back and watch my videos. Do that more because I get more views. But go back and watch my videos. You know, I after season 12, I was like, listen, if it had worked out, I would have shut up. Right? If I was like, you know, a weird minority who said, I really don't like this Doctor Who, but it was popular and it was working, I'll be like, fine, it's not for me, it's passed me on. But that's not what happened, right? What happened was most people were like me, I think, and said, God, this is garbage. Oh, this is all. I mean, they didn't sit and analyze it for hours and hours and hours and then record many hours of video upon that analysis. They just went, oh, that's garbage, and they didn't want it, which is essentially what happened. So what I think went down was the money men who are in control of everything. They know they had a resource, something that was valuable, that is not being exploited in the way they would like it to be exploited. Forgive me for using such terms, but that's exactly how they look at it. They don't care about you. They don't care about Doctor Who. They don't care. They just care that this thing that should be making money for them isn't, right? And it's a very valuable property. So I think they don't understand what Doctor Who is in the bottom line. And I think most of these corporations just don't understand. So what do you do when a corporation doesn't understand something? They bring in an expert to do an analysis and give them their recommendations, which is what I think happened, which is what I think went down. I think Rusty Davies was one of was an expert analyst. They bought in, and now and I think from there we ended up over here. I don't think that process actually took that long, quite frankly, but I think they had to work out what they want to do first. Fine, before we get into this, could you hit the like button? That'd be very, very nice. Thank you very much. Listen, definitely like it. I am like one step away from vomiting profusely into camera, and I'm trying very hard not to do that. So please like this. I'm actually pushing myself quite hardly to make this video. Like the video, share, subscribe. Oh, hit the subscribe. That'd be lovely. My subscribers went up a little bit. I do enjoy my subscribers going up a little bit. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts. And I got a gazillion comments I need to answer. Oh man. again, any task I think of right now, I'm like, oh God, I'm turning green. Like, share, subscribe, survive. That's me. Subscribe, comment, and go check out my Indiegogo. Ending tomorrow. That'll be Thursday, September 30th, 2021. This is one of the extras you get. Wonderful poster. It's this thing, 2 awesome graphic novels, biblical Bible stories, Asian Creates the Rapid Road, 240 pages long, like Vertigo. But whatever. I plug this stuff all the time. Going to print going out tomorrow, Thursday the 30th. So go check it out now, because if you want it, you don't have long left. Fine, So I think we've done all the preamble. So here's what I think is went on with Doctor Who, and is going to happen. I think again they hired an expert, and Rusty Davies was one of those experts, to do a report on what is Doctor Who and what could be done with it. And I think the thing to maximize the financial potential of it, which again, this is not my point of view. I'm just thinking about the mindset of the people who are really making decisions. And to maximize the financial potential of it, they can create something that Ralph D. Davis has already done, and he did it instinctually before the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He created a shared television universe of Doctor Who, put Doctor Who, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, and it was glorious, right? And he just did it instinctively. Nowadays, that sort of thing is the most valuable thing in the entertainment industry, because let's say you can go to HBO Max or Netflix or Apple TV Plus or any of these streaming giants and say, listen, we got this very popular thing. We have a Doctor Who channel, and they can put on all the classic Doctor Who, all the everything that's high def, all the extras, and have this shared universe, right? Have the shared unit, which is, I have no doubt, is the direction they want to go in, right? Because again, that's insanely valuable. However, Russell T Davies does understand Doctor Who as well. He's like, yeah, imagine Star Trek, right? If Alex Kurtzman was in charge, but instead Brian Fuller, and all that resources that they put into Star Trek was going to Brian Fuller, somebody who knew and understood Star Trek. We would be living in a golden age. But the only thing that really matters right now is hours of content. This is it was like in the late 90s, the mid to late 90s. It was a good time to be a web designer, right? You could charge freaking anything to these moron corporations, and they would pay it gleefully because they didn't know what .com meant. They just knew it was valuable, and they did. Here's $60,000 to do a $100 website, right? That again. You got to understand the corporate mentality. These people are actually not very clever. These people are not any cleverer than you, that's for sure. Regardless of their education, they're just not that bright. So I think the way they're going to get there is start by making Doctor Who work, making a solid foundation. But I think the 5-year plan is to have a streaming channel, right? A full streaming channel that they could then sell to, I think Apple TV will be like, oh, here's 100 million for that to the BBC. And the BBC decided recently they want to live, right? They decided, which this is a great sign of. They decided that they actually want to live. And they need to have saleable properties to do it, or the BBC is about to die, and whatever commercial entity that is coming out from the BBC would like to make some money, right? So it could go any of those ways. So that's what I think is going to go down. Let's see what a shilling clueless moron thinks will go down. Because you know what, I always like to compare notes with these people. Doctor Who's 6th anniversary. What could Russell D Davies do in 2020? Now this is an interesting question. Anything. Into my mind, he could do anything. And I was reading his production notes last night from 2004, a column that he wrote in Doctor Who magazine. Talking about the casting of Christopher Eccleston. And the thing that was repeated over and over again, and this is a basic rule in creativity, the least boundaries you have, the least things you have that you have a problem with changing, is the more creative freedom you have, and the better the product you have. So you have something like television made today, right? Yeah, and you've got to have trans representation, black representation, gay representation, and none of these people can be in any way negative, right? Female representation, none of these characters can be bad in any way. They can't have any flaw, because then the trans people would say, oh look, you made a trans character to kill them, or a trans character to make no, you said they've all got to be which makes really boring characters. The only characters that are interesting in any way in television now are white men, because they're the only ones who can actually have any nuance. So that's what I think. That freedom to be able to move in whatever direction, that they call it, the be able to be in the state of flux. creates creativity. When you don't have that freedom, which the Chris Chibnall Doctor Who didn't, right? Yaz is not allowed to be negative anyway. But the Doctor, they always present as a hero, but her actions are actually villainous. So but I think they think she's a hero, right? I think they think that. But yeah, really, it's just I hate to be blunt, but she's just a pair of non-sexualized tits to put a rainbow across. That's essentially who all Jodie Whittaker is. A pair of not, because if she had tits that were too big, that might turn people on, right? And oh no, we're not allowed to do that. But it's just somewhere to put that rainbow logo, right? That's all it is. That's the whole sole freaking function in Doctor Who, and to drive the TARDIS. That's really it. And when they tried to stretch her to do more with the character, you see how badly it went. Like, she's just, especially when she's on screen with someone like Sacha Dhawan, who can actually act, right? And I think he can probably act because he's a bit smarter than Jodie. But again, they didn't have creative freedom. That's the death knell of all today's garbage media. It's a lack of creativity, the creative freedom that just kills everything. So anyway, let's see what Hugh Fullerton, who has said, not only is this current era Doctor Who freaking awesome, and everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Anybody who doesn't love it is a bit weird. Like, everybody loves it, and now he's saying, "Well, Russell Davies is here to save Doctor Who." Make up your mind, mate. Pick a chat, pick a lane. Doctor Who 6th anniversary. What could Russell Davies do in 2023? With Russell Davies at the helm in 2023, we're expecting big things from Doctor Who's Diamond Year. So another reason I'm very, very optimistic about this is the world in which it's going to be created in, which is a year from now is going to be written. We've seen the world change quite a lot in the last 8 months, right? We've seen the world change 8-9 months, changed quite dramatically in the last 8 or 9 months. And I think a lot of people who were very, 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 very convinced of their outlook, that the former President Trump was the worst thing ever, just absolutely, unbelievably awful. The new President Biden, because he's on the right side of history, is going to be fan-freaking-tastic. And they just got egg all over their face, right? It's amazing. I saw this thing from John Oliver saying it's racist to have any form of ID because Hispanic and black people are too stupid to get them. I mean, and that was his point of view. It's so bizarre. It's absolutely so bizarre. But he will say, yeah, granted, things look a bit grim now, but can you imagine if Trump was in, everything would be worse? I'm like, no. Just going by the numbers, right? We went from the greatest economy ever to an economy literally on fire, right? An economy where you have stagnation and inflation, similar to stagflation, they call it. I don't think that's ever existed before. It's just Afghanistan, biggest military disaster ever before the US. Yeah, it's bigger than Vietnam, because Vietnam, they didn't give them $85 billion worth of weapons when they left, what they did in Afghanistan. Right? It's a bit strange, isn't it? So anyway, I think a lot of things that drove the garbage that was force-fed us over the last few years was this a complete insanity around Donald Trump. It's utter insanity. And now everyone's got a lot of egg on their face, and it's going to get a lot worse, right? Right now, I think about 30 to 40% of the people who are like, "Hey, Biden, yeah, Trump, no," are going, "Oh boy, I bet the wrong horse there." But people like John Oliver, no. I think by the time we get to a year from now. Because don't think this is as bad as it's going to get. We are on a downward trajectory. We've still got the same morons in charge that created all these problems, right? And they're not very smart. I just don't think there's going to be this derangement syndrome going on in the world that's going to make them write garbage, right? So that's another reason why I'm very, very excited for 2023. Okay, so let's read this. You Fullerton. I just think his name makes me laugh. Rosalind Davies is back. Yes, after last week's bombshell announcement, Doctor Who fans are still reeling, shell-shocked by the news that their era of Doctor Who has utterly failed. That the beloved writer-producer is returning as Doctor Who showrun 2023. At the time of writing, there's very little we actually know about what Davies has planned. Again, Doctor Who universe. I reckon that's where we're going to go. For his former manner, with no news about the next Doctor or how many episodes he'll be releasing. But we do know he'll be overseeing the show for the 60th anniversary, as noted in the BBC press release. Rusty Davies makes an explosive return to screens to celebrate the 6th anniversary of Doctor Who in 2023. The release said, adding that he'll be around for the series beyond. So he's certainly, they're not being very clear, but they're certainly saying there's more coming, right? It's monumentally exciting be happening the Doctor Who 6th anniversary. We'll see one of Britain's screenwriting diamonds return home, added current showrunner Chris Gilmore. Oh man, I said in the production notes I read last night, he was like, at the end he was like, for once in press release I can tell the truth. Yeah, all these press releases are lies. Okay? Just assume they're all lies. When they say it's the greatest ever, they're lying, right? That's what lying looks like. Before this, fans have been speculating for months about what could be coming away for 6th special. I thought nothing. I thought, clue. Yeah, we weren't going to see anything. With many originally assuming that Chibnall and current Doctor Who would stick around long enough to oversee the celebration. I had no idea. I had no idea. However, now we know that isn't the case, that Davies is explicitly in charge of the celebration. We have to ask, what can we expect for him for Doctor Who's 60th birthday? Will we get a full series of adventures, a collection of specials, a multi-Doctor adventure, or something else entirely? My feeling is something else entirely. Again, a thing I like about Rusty Davies is he's got a very good sense of what's going on, right? A very good sense of connecting to the public, right? And I think, I do take the piss out of them for saying, "Oh no, it's just Netflix is why Doctor Who doesn't get good rate." I mean, no. In all fairness, viewing habits have changed, and I think Rusty Davies is excited by a way of exploiting these new viewing habits, right? A few theories, aka wild premature guesses, are below. A full series. This is reasonably likely, I think. I do think there'll be what was I going to say? I think there'll be a 6th anniversary special. Would there be a Christmas special? I would like to hope so. Will they get the Saturday slot back? I think they actively want to put them there, right? Although I really don't. Again, could go anyway. This is something I find really exciting. I was saying before about creative freedom. When there's no rules, when there's nothing nailed down, right, and you could go in any direction, that's where magic can happen. When I say no rules, I mean the basic premises must remain the same. The Doctor is a anti-authoritarian authority, right? That's basically travels around in time and space in a police box righting wrongs, right? Being a good person with good engaging adventures. While discussing the 6th anniversary tend to revolve around specific one-offs like the 2013's Day of the Doctor, it's notable that the press release didn't instead name checking the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who more generally. That's a very good point there, right? That is a very good point. With that in mind, plus the fact the Jodie will end. 22 will end with Jodie Whittaker's regeneration. I still don't know that's the case. I mean, maybe not. I know. Look, the rumor from the TARDIS Zone, Noel of the TARDIS Zone, who also had this rumor as well about Rusty Davies. So I think it's fair to think it might be the case. Is that Chibnall has been given instructions to wrap up Doctor Who and put it back in the box exactly as he found it. Right? I think that's quite a likely case scenario. Right? And how will he handle the timeless child? I don't know. He might just ignore it. It might be gone. I don't know. I just have faith in whatever he's going to do. I think his track record speaks for himself. With that in mind, 20 with regeneration, it seems likely Davies might try to produce a full Doctor Who series before the anniversary itself in 2023. Excellent. I mean, yes, fantastic. I'm on board for it. If nothing else, it will be odd to have a big special with a Doctor's regeneration, only to leap straight into another big special within. Well, listen, we're in strange times, mate. With a new Doctor a year later. More likely, we've properly introduced Davis's new Doctor for a while first. Well, you had the Christmas invasion that introduced David Tennant. Even a specific November 23rd special, even if a November 23rd special is still on the cards, I think it probably is. That sounds likely. Certainly, the timing should line up with production soon to finish on Whitaker's final episode. But the episode itself will not air for a year. Davies and Company should have a fairly long grace period to develop and produce a new vision for Doctor Who. As I said, look, if it's going to be a special for November 23rd, it's not getting written before January 2023. But again, the other thing I think that's interesting about this is a fantastic opportunity for Davies. Like, Davies is a top tier television scriptwriter. And I think the only place he could really go from here in terms of career advancement, is to take a failing show like Doctor Who, which it was, and turn it around once again and make himself into like a franchise showrunner. I mean, that gives him incredible cachet. Then Star Wars might come calling. There's a lot of things that with a lot of money might come calling, and this is a definite step up for Davies in his career. So Modern Doctor special, I find this unlikely because it's very, very predictable, right? I find it's unlikely. Traditionally, although again, I didn't think it'll be likely that he'll bring back Davros, right? I was like, really? That's crazy. But go figure. Interesting, Doctor anniversaries have been marked with the return of former Doctors who meet up with the current incarnation for a special adventure. I do hope the big finish. I think they're aiming for the Time War, the thing to all come together by the 60th anniversary. I wonder if they're working in conjunction with Davies on that. Ooh, just imagine. For the 10th anniversary, there was the 3 Doctors. For the 20th, the 5 Doctors. And 1930th anniversary brought a few Time Lords together, albeit through an Albert EastEnders crossover. That wasn't very good for Dimension and Time, despite the show no longer being on air, but it still was in the hearts of the British public. Oh, Capaldi, I miss you. Wouldn't it be great to get a Capaldi season? Don't hold your breath. I think that's very unlikely. And of course, more recently, and frankly, more popular, the 50th anniversary in 2013 brought us Dare the Doctor, which united the 10th, 11th Doctor with John Hurt's War Doctor because Chris Eccles didn't want to do it, and cameos for every other Doctor with apologies to Joe Martin. She ain't a Doctor. I don't think we're seeing her again. Although, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some very, very, very liberal progressive trope in the casting. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I wouldn't be surprised whatever happens. Again, the only thing that would surprise me is if it would continue to be garbage. That would really surprise me. So the 6th should be more of the same. I doubt it. Well, not necessarily. Well, it's easy to imagine RTD teaming up with David Tennant for one last adventure. Ninth Doctor Chris has said, hell will freeze over. It doesn't have to be him. Before he returns to the TV version. While 12th Doctor Big Capaldi recently suggested he wasn't too keen on a multi-Doctor episode himself. Listen, Capaldi's somewhat pissed off. I think he wanted another couple of years, and I just don't think he got the time he wanted. I think he's a bit miffed, right? Quite rightly. I wouldn't really fancy that. He told the BBC, there are so many Doctors now. I'm quite happy with what I did. I love my time on Doctor Who, but I think there's more multi-Doctor stories. You have the less effective they are, really. It's a fair point. It is a fair point. Although I like what they did with him and the first Doctor in Twice Upon a Time, and I know So many of you out there hated it. I liked it. No, I tell you, I actually enjoyed it. Plus, it's hard to imagine departing Dr. Jodie Whittaker jumping back into the role. We're never seeing her again. All right. So quickly after a long drawn-out exit over Series 13 and 3 specials, including her own anniversary theme special for Music 2022 Centenary. God, that's gonna suck. Oh man. Yes, of course, it could be that Davies convinced a few of these modern Doctors return, likes of Paul McGann, newcomer Joe Martin. God, I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, and if it is, I just hope it's done. I hope it makes sense. I hope it's just not garbage. Or Matt Smith could be persuaded. And of course, there's always David Bradley filming the first Doctor. You know, you could get Fraser Hines to play the second Doctor beautifully. You could get what's his name? Sean Pertwee. Is it Sean Pertwee? No, it's not Sean Pertwee. The guy who played Alfred in Gotham. He could do a good third Doctor. Put Tim Treloar in a wig, in a buffant wig. That would work as well. Quite frankly, there's lots of Tom Baker. You ain't replacing him so quickly. Peter Davison, you got to find a way of explaining why he's older. Along with Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker, Paul McGann. Yeah, a bit more of that would be lovely. But here's the one thing I really hope, that he gives Nick Briggs a script to write. Right, he gets a tap on the shoulder. But we can't help but wonder if Davies has something a little different up his sleeve for the series Diamond Year, especially considering his new Doctor will still be relatively new to the series. It might not be established enough to face off with beloved incarnation so quickly. No, a good actor can do that very, very quickly. One-off Doctor returns. So what's a one-off Doctor? In any case, there's more than one way to bring back X-Doctor. There's rumors as well that David Tennant could be in for a Who return in one way or another, whether it's for a centenary special on the 60th. It's likely. He's very busy. He loves Doctor Who. He likes Russell T Davies. It's likely. Doing a special on the 60th, potentially with a former writer coming back to pen a new solo venture. Maybe Davies is that writer. Absolutely. What if, in lieu of a multi-Doctor special, Davies could go for a short series of one-off adventures starring past and present Doctors? I find it unlikely, but I would really enjoy that. Right? I would really enjoy that. Just think. Just imagine. Think about it. The new Doctor will still get their moment, but they also have a one-off with David Tennant, Paul McGann, Joe Martin. Will you stop banging a dead hot? Listen, mate. Listen. Hugh, mate. The reason Russell Davies come back is because Joe Martin didn't work, right? I'm sorry. I know somebody's skin color and sexual organs are very important. More important than anything else. I know that's super important. Oh, no, there's only one thing more important than that, if they agree with you or not. If they got the right skin color and sexual organs, but they have the wrong thoughts, they're equally bad. Do you remember how Larry Elder, the black guy who was running to take over as governor of California, suddenly became the black face of white supremacy? Yeah, that's the only thing that is more important to them than skin color. David Bradley and more, all taken from different eras in the show's life, spread around here to represent the course of the series 60th. Yeah, no, that sounds reasonable. Of course, this could be a little too confusing for general audience, okay, and might still overshadow any new Doctor. It seems to me they just got to make good stories, good adventures, right? And that's really, I mean, they could do a Dalek spin. There's a lot they could do. But again, I think whatever they're doing in the 60s is designed to create Doctor Who universe, to create this shared universe. And again, it happened by accident in 2005. Now they know how valuable it is. It's the most valuable thing in television right now. Of course, it's going to be a little confusing general audience and still might overshadow any new Doctors. But hey, we want to. What wouldn't we give for a new David Tennant, Russell T Davies team up? Yeah, actually quite right. I wouldn't quite like that. A buzzy guest Doctor. Okay, I hate guest Doctors. Okay, no, make somebody the whole guest Doctor thing is stupid. They did it one time with John Hurt because he's John frickin' Hurt, right? A towering actor when they had to find a solution for something there was no frickin' solution for, right? one of the Dr. Joe didn't frickin' work. I'm sorry. She was better than Jodie Whittaker, but that's because Jodie Whittaker is unbelievably shit in the role. Davies' unusual parachute return for the 6th anniversary and the series beyond raises some questions about how long he'll stay around in the post. I think he's setting up the structure. That's I minimally 2 years is my guess. And whether he'll be signing all the stewards of the series rather than a long-term showrunner. That's where he wants to get to, I think. Either way, he wants to be the what was it? The Rick Berman. Remember Rick Berman from Next Generation? He wants to be the Rick Berman of Doctor Who. Either way, we're glad to have him back. Really? What? Again, I thought you said the current era of Doctor Who was the bestest ever, and what? Don't you think this is a diss to Vinay Patel? No, you don't, because you're a lying piece of crap, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a lying piece of crap. Either way, we're glad to have him back. But if he is there to make an impact for a short time, say a couple of years, and then move on, who's to say a big name guest actor couldn't do the same as the Doctor? I think it's a bad idea. Yeah, I think people need continuity. Usually the commitment required to sign on for the Doctor's lead is immense, requiring 10 months of filming a year and a long list of press engagements. Some actors just couldn't spare that kind of time. But for a short run, without committing to a regular series, the options suddenly become a bit more open. It's not bad. That's a fair point, I guess. What if Michael Sheen played the Doctor for a short series before quickly regenerating again? If you're going to do that, then you give it to Paul McGann. Or Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Off, mate. No, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. What? You think, oh, she's famous and has a vagina. Aha, it's coming. No, she'll be useless at the... Oh, God. What a bad idea. It's just really any vagina will do for these people, isn't it? Look, she doesn't have a pee-pee. I mean, and again, I don't really get it. Now you can have a pee-pee and be a woman. Can't we just say Tom Baker's a girl and then everybody's happy? In fact, let's take 6 of the classic Doctors and identify them as women, and then everybody's happy. You don't have to worry about this bollocks anymore, right? Yeah, William Hartnell is a William Hartnell is a bird. Okay, that's what's going on now. That's all we need to do, right? We identify William Hartnell as a woman and Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee. John Pertwee's going to be hard. Peter Davison, fine. Colin Baker. Colin Baker's like 80% pussy right now. Oh, God, makes me want to retch. Yeah, they're all women now, right? They're all women, okay? Fine. Then so now we got parity. Oh, and half of them are black, okay? Even better. I don't understand. How is it you can be a woman with a penis, but you can't be a black person with white skin? I don't understand. I don't understand. But there's so much I don't understand. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Bill Nye, yeah, good. Ollie Alexander, no. Sure, if it wasn't too rushed, we could get a bit of a rush. It could get a bit Curse of the Fatal Death. But we've seen short-lived Doctors make impact before. Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston. Yeah, that wasn't the goal, Diggerling. And the entire arc was playing right. It could be something very special. Could be, I guess. Getting a big name for a short period could inject a bit of excitement into the series and create something. This sounds gimmicky to me, right? And I think the last thing they want to do, and I think the last thing Rusty Davies will do, is a gimmick, right? Gimmicks are throwaway. He's trying to set up a structure of something that will last and hopefully not be turned over by an idiot who is his second successor. Or, it could be a weird and awful, and we'll have to wait, weird and awful, and we would hate it, and we just want a normal Doctor. Hard to say. Okay, whatever. Also, a different kind of anniversary. That's what I'm expecting, right? Of course, not every Doctor anniversary has been loads of Doctors. Remembrance of the Daleks was released on this year's 25th anniversary. Yeah, and include a lot. That's very likely, right? Something that's very thematically an anniversary without having tons of Doctors. And I think they may shy away from multi-Doctor thing. Firstly, they're re-establishing the show. And secondly, it's gimmicky, right? Gimmicky. I don't think they want gimmicks. been loads of Doctors. Remember the Daleks was released on 25th anniversary year, including lots of references to the original series, but told in a fresh story. And frequently cited as one of the greatest Doctor Who stories of all time. That is fair. That is fair. Perhaps Davies will take some inspiration from this approach, instead playing tribute to a series' long and storied history with a narrative and leaving the flashy cameos behind. So yeah, it's interesting when he revived the series in 2005. He was assuming that nobody would know anything about it and they would probably fail, right? No, he was assuming as well. Everybody was saying it was going to fail. That there is no family entertainment anymore. Families all do their own thing, right? But there was. When you made something good, families got together and watched it, and it was glorious, right? Yeah, listen, I would like to, yeah, I can see him doing some kind of story based around the lore of Doctor Who. Though to be honest, at least a few flashy cameos are probably a given. Remember End of Time? Oh, maybe he can pick up that with his whoever that woman was, his mother, Doctor who cloved her face and was clearly a weeping angel analogy. Or something completely unexpected. That's what you always get from Russell Davies. Completely unexpected, as if it's something that you've never thought of before, or something that's so fanny you thought they will never do it. Who knows? Who knows? But I just think they're setting up a universe that they can exploit, right? I think they're going to set up a shared universe they can exploit. Look, Big Finish are doing this Dalek Empire thing, which hasn't been great because it hasn't had Daleks in it as yet. Not Dalek Empire, Dalek Universe. It was like a 9-part David Tennant season. With basically David Tennant in the Dalek Wars with the Space Security Service. Hasn't delivered on that at all. It's just been David Tennant Space Security Service and no actual Daleks. It was a bad idea. But if you drop a Doctor into that world, into like the world of mechanoids, and this is, I'm not saying actually this. Well, again, he's so fanny, he could do this, like world of mechanoids, Space Security Service, and create that world, which is what I think they're going to want to do. Then you can like have spin off lots of things from it. If Russell Davies return of stories, anything, you really can't predict the future when it comes to Doctor Who, right? Once upon a time, the idea of a female Doctor, of a female Chris Doctor playing the Ninth Doctor again for audio drama, no, that or RTD return seemed as likely as pipe dreams. No, Chris Doctor playing the Ninth Doctor always seemed likely. A female Doctor has seemed likely for many years. Rusty Davies, unlikely pipe dream. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. With that in mind, well, it seems we are more likely. It's more likely than it's more than likely Davies and the BBC and Bad Wolf will have all sorts of big surprises in store for 2023. That's what I expect, right? If by any chance we land any near in this article, you heard it here first. Fine. So yeah, who's going to be the next Doctor? I'm not even looking at that article. Really. I'm going to look at this article quickly as well, because this one just goes back to the shared universe, right? What was it? He said he will return. Trying to discussing his expanded Doctor Who world that included Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures. Says, I was in the middle of running an empire, and my God, I did that 10 years too soon, didn't I? Yes. Right? Exactly, yes. And so this is something that's just exciting. Again, imagine Star Trek with Brian Fuller in charge of it instead of Alex Kurtzman. That's essentially what we're looking at. There should be a Doctor here. Look at this. There should be a Doctor Who channel now. Look at all those Disney announcements, all those new Star Wars shows and Marvel shows, and you think we should be sitting here announcing the Nissa Adventures, the Return of Donna Noble. They could get Donna Noble kidnapped from Big Finish. Adapt that straight, and it will be awesome. And it'll get 8 million viewers, easily. It'll probably do better than that. You should have the 10th and 11th Doctor again in a 10-part series. Genuinely. So that could be where he's going, right? It might be they want to re-establish what Doctor Who is. So you do a shared series of the 10th and 11th Doctor together. Culminating in some kind of thing that introduces a new Doctor on the anniversary. I hope they get Christmas back. I think the BBC really just wants this to work. So I think that's reasonably likely. But who knows? Who knows or dares to dream? All we really know is this. We're living in exciting times. It's not even weird times. We're living in exciting times. And for the first time in years, we have hope, right? We have hope of something better. I couldn't ask for anything more. Really? I'm just happy to see what happens next. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.